No, yeah, me when you were, talking, I was just listening, and Akpayemi was also saying the same things, and I'm saying to myself, it's time for us to reflect. So I just hope that this will be the proper reason for us to reflect. Remember, when we lost out of the opportunity to feature at the Qatar 2022, we didn't even lose. We crashed out based on away goals rule, remember, to Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
And now, again, it's looking like we're going to get so close again, yet so far. It's just the law of what you sow, you reap. Just trying to tell us, if you guys aren't ready, I'll keep teaching you. Let's go to Polo Kwane. We just don't have a big time guest. He is a Guinness World Record holder, George Iniabasi. Yes, yeah. We call him What a Rush. That's his name on radio.
Hey, what a rush, guys.
What a rush. Good to have you join us on Sports Tonight.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. It's mixed feelings down here, but we just have to smile.
I know. And when I saw your dressing, I was like, it seems you're representing the federal government. You meant business down there, George.
I had lots of people wanted to take photos with me, so.
No, do it. I'm glad you showed them the Niger culture. Lesotho won, Nigeria too. George, it was a win, yet we aren't even celebrating. Does that describe the state of Nigerian football?
Yeah, I suppose it does. And if you watch, I don't know if you saw the video I posted about Osimhen. He actually very visibly angry, and they even had to hold him off. That's the part that the cameras didn't catch. All angry at one person. But I mean, this is, and clearly Nwabali, towards the end of the game, remember, we almost considered a goal. Everyone's hearts were in our mouths at that time. And Osimhen, obviously, as he was taking off, he was now the assistant coach, and he wanted to make a charge at Nwabali. But this just sums up, all that has happened. We can't just blame one man, even though we know that the guy's excesses are becoming too numerous. I don't know who's going to curb it if he has to now sit on the bench, but maybe it's too late for all those, to think about that now. But everyone here is, it's mixed feelings. And I heard you guys discussing already about this. How did we get here? 3 years of qualification, and we're still the same. 3 coaches, 3 years, same players. So it must be beyond the coaching. And then is it that all of these coaches were not so good for these players that they haven't even taken it upon themselves to, play for yourselves? How many of you have gone to the World Cup? Just a handful of them. So I saw that hunger, but I still think that our players maybe don't know the difference with playing African football and playing abroad. They go abroad and they shine, week in, week out, or every other week, Iwobi wins player of the week or player of the match. Same for Osimhen as well. We can't fault him. He had some chances that actually, hit the uprights. But it's sad that we're at this position, really. It's very, very sad. Speaking with the Lesotho coach said, when they started this campaign, all everyone was saying was, how can we try and meet up with Nigeria? Unfortunately, Nigeria is the one playing catch up now. It's terrible, very terrible. And I think, and I was telling my colleagues earlier on that the pace of Nigeria actually slowed down this group. Imagine a group where none of them might even qualify as best losers in the top 4, where other teams, the second place, are clocking 20 points, 19 points. Nigeria failing to capitalize on some of our, games, especially at home. When the other thing, I think that is a situation where the other teams looked and said, Nigeria is still down there now. We don't need to push. So this was a team that was supposed to dictate what happens in that group. But unfortunately, we are playing catch up, and it's sad. It's beyond coaching. It's also administrative. It's the players as well who maybe you'd say that you need to have a coach to ignite something in players. But unfortunately, it's just a mixture of everything, and it's so sad we're at this situation. So yes, this is the state of Nigerian football at the moment.
Unfortunately, Judge, unfortunately, it's so heartbreaking, that we're seeing these things over and over again. And the people who administer football in Nigeria seem to be clueless about what to do to take us out of this situation. Let's talk about South Africans. I'm sure it's also mixed feelings for them. They must be sad with their result against Zimbabwe, but are they happy for Nigeria?
I'm not sure they'll be happy for Nigeria. How would they be? So I looked at the stadium. I was at, 6 p.m. Polokwane time when the match kicked off. I'm not sure that we're up to about 1,500 in that stadium, in a 45,000 capacity stadium. So clearly the South Africans obviously didn't think they need to buy tickets to come and watch our game. Everyone was fixated on what's going on in Durban. By the way, that seemed like a home game for South Africa because they were the ones mobilizing. I mean, they took it upon themselves to mop up the tickets and give it to their fans. And I mean, leaving Zimbabwe with just a fraction of those tickets. But I think that you and I and all Nigerians were grateful when we saw at halftime it was goalless, and then Nigeria led, only for Benin Republic to come and, just pull out that one. And that tells you something, and I'm sure we'll go there too. That tells you something about the coach. Again, a draw. I'm not so comfortable that we're facing Benin last because those guys are coming to pack the bus. But for South Africa, they still think they can qualify. They need 3 points, and hopefully, Benin pack the bus with Nigeria, and then we play stalemate. So everyone is wishing on something right now. If we think we're just going to go there and beat Benin Republic like that, I think we should think again. South Africans are like mixed feelings. The ones that were here, obviously, some of them that have Nigerian, spouses were supporting Nigeria, but I know deep down within them, they wanted Nigeria to lose today, and so that Nigeria will be out of the equation, and it will just be about Benin Republic and South Africa. But the way it is, it's down to the wire. What a group this is. It's a crazy group.
I know.
Very crazy.
All right, George, let me just butt in. Everything here leaves a sore taste in the mouth. But I want to look ahead. It's already looking like we're not going to qualify. So I just want to ask you, what do you think should be done? We've talked about the problems. We keep talking about the problems. The problem's the same for the last 10 years. So if we don't qualify, and it's already looking like we might not qualify, what do you think should be done to probably change the direction we're going?
To answer that question, I need to even look at what we did when we failed to qualify for the 2022 World Cup. I'm not sure we did much. We waited for a long time before we go. We're confused, or they were confused of who to get as a coach. Before we now, had Pissarro come in. Was it Pissarro? Was it the other guy, the German guy? I think that we should first of all, have a manager that would stay for a long term, and we must go for the right choices. With no disrespect to the Malian coach, but we could have well just taken on Ana Munike, who is proven his worth also in African football. Going for Analyst at the Africa Cup of Nations, I don't think that was quite the right thing to do. Yes, he hasn't lost a game, but we didn't bring him here to draw. If we needed results, we needed someone who had a track record of getting results and even qualifying as well. That's who we should have gone for. Going for someone who's hadn't tried at any time to qualify us for the World Cup or qualify a team for the World Cup was wrong in the first place. So the NFF need to make right choices. There should be no politics in selection of managers for the team. And when we talk about that as well, I want to even ask, what is the technical department of the NFF really doing? What is Austin Eguavoen doing? What's his role? Look at the national teams. Look at the male national teams especially. What are they doing? Are you just saying, okay, so this guy won the league in Nigeria, let's give him a job? What sort of refresher course did Ali Zubairu go for in the first place? Because he just he won the FA Cup with El Kanemi. I mean, I'm not berating him, but it is a fact. This is a national team. You need people that have tasted some form of continental or even international exposure. So wrong choices, wrong people even leading the technical committee. Well, I'm not going to again say that they are the ones that are going to go there and play the game. But with all respect to the leader of the technical committee, I think that he needs to surround himself with very, very sound technical people. Austin Eguavon, he can remain there, but he needs also to get more exposure. I mean, it's good that he follows the team around, interacts, see how this is done. But we need to decide if Austin Eguavon is going to be a coach or he's going to be the leader, the head of the technical department. So decisions must be made first from the NFL. Maybe reconstitution of technical committee, technical departments. And then, obviously, these are great players. I won't be surprised that if we fail to qualify for the World Cup, we might see some players just hands off the national team. And it's going to be a big miss. I pray that many of them don't. Some might willingly do. We have to evaluate if, we don't need their services again. But they should know that the restructuring has to go on from the administration to the technical and also, indeed, the player setup as well. Shout out to Ibrahim Musa. He appears and he acts like someone who wants to get the job done. You give him kudos. The women's national team are doing excellently well, so we have to give him credit for that one. But all right. And he's also someone who likes getting inputs from people. I mean, sometimes he could even hear from journalists, hear from this. He's likes giving people their opportunities as well. He gave Finidi George his opportunity, but he needs to be very firm because it's no more. We're not joking around anymore. All right. The AFCON must be won. It must be won, but it's going to be tough with the way that we're playing right now. I hope that the mentality will change. I hope that the NFF will sit down and do some soul searching themselves. I hope that the technical department will be reorganized and we can come out from this. Unfortunately, we didn't learn from missing out of Qatar 2022, even though you'd say we got to the final of the AFCON. That's great. But hey, what happened to those coaches? After they got us to the final, they left. We need to think about, who stays and who goes and who definitely will be in charge of our national teams.
All right.